So what I was asked to talk about was number one was device choice. Now we get asked this a lot, and really, as in industry, education is the same, it mirrors it. What is right for your school or your educational establishment may not be right for another one. So when you're looking at advice from people, yes, it's nice to get a broad spectrum, but it's really down to what you want to get from your printer and how much time you want to invest in your printer. So the initial questions we ask people are, what is your budget? What's your build size? How easy do you want it to be to use? What materials do you want to print in? And that is a big subject. And also the reliability of the printer. Now, most people will say, I want it to be as cheap as possible, big as possible, easy to use as possible, I want it to use most materials as possible, and I want it to be reliable. They're basically the same across the board. We then move on to our second consideration, which are, obviously you can read there, your ongoing costs. The accuracy of the print is very important. Now, there are some plastic extrusion machines which are not as accurate as others. It stands to reason. And if you're doing GCSE or A-level and your students are designing things and your 3D printer is not accurate, you need to know that. Because who do you mark? Are you marking the printer, or are you marking the student on their design and their output? And if they're doing a snap fit and it doesn't go together, where does the fault lie? Is it with the printer because it's not producing what the student's designed, or has the student designed it incorrectly? There are some good tests that you can do on there. I don't know if any of you have heard of a company called 3D Benchy? No? Yeah, you have? So basically it's a small little boat, and they do all of the sizes. They've got every parameter on that marked out. So if you do have a 3D printer, print one of these 3D benches off, download the data sheet, and you can check how accurate your 3D printer is, and at least you've got some idea if it's slightly out or not. It's a very good benchmark on 3D printing of how accurate they are. The other things you look at are safety features. So you guys probably were talking about yesterday, were you discussing the safety, the materials and...
Next lot.
That's next, is it? Okay. So I'll not run into it now, but obviously safety features can be a big concern. Other times we get told it's in a technician's room and the pupils never really use it or see it, so I don't know if that, again, you have to think, are pupils using it, or is it just being used by teachers and technicians? Also the environment. Again, where's it going to be sitting? We need to know, is it going to be in a drafty room? Is it going to be near windows? Is it going to be under air conditioning? Where's it going to be sat in the classroom? If it's easily accessible by students with ties on and long hair, you do need an enclosed machine, because otherwise things might get caught in the moving bits and pieces. So it is important to where it's actually sat in the environment. And again, I've covered who is using the unit. Training is also important. We do offer that. Lots of people say to us, I'll get the machine, I'll try it, and if I need you, I'll call you back at a later date. That's absolutely fine with us. Other people say, I tell you what, I haven't got the time to invest in doing the trial and error. Can you come down and do the install and the setup and the training for us? And we're happy to do that. Now, a lot of other companies do offer this, but they don't delve into the slicing software so much. We don't just come and show you the printer, we show you the software that goes with the unit, not the design software, but the slicing software on that. And also the manufacturer's warranty. Consider what you want from the manufacturer's warranty, please. There are certain manufacturers who don't let resellers or partners touch the machines or get involved in any warranty calls. They want to handle that all themselves. There are other manufacturers who say, you've sold the machine, you are responsible for the year's warranty. So again, it's who you want to deal with, because if I was to get a phone call about an Ultimaker, I can't delve into the mechanics of that Ultimaker with you, because I have to pass you to the manufacturer. That's not us having slopey shoulders or shirking our responsibility. That is the way the manufacturer wants to control their support call procedure. They want to take you from the very start of plugging the machine in the back right the way through to doing prints on the unit. If you've got a support call, there's another manufacturer called Zortrax, and they basically are of the opinion of you deal with everything. So if you've sold it, you do all the support and the tech and the repair on that machine. So another thing when looking at your research is, don't do too much. That might sound ridiculous, but you'll get yourself in a complete spin. So you can read forum after forum after forum, and there is so much conflicting information on there that it ends up a complete jumble. When we were looking at 3D printers, again, you've got to try and slice through all of the noise to get to the true nub of it, if you like, of the machine. But as I've said, what is good for one person might not be right for you anyway. But again, don't do too much research. Trust the places where you normally go. Don't start searching all kinds of forums for 3D printing, because it will just create a lot of conflicting information. No matter what any manufacturer says, no matter what you read on 3D hubs about best for plug and play, it might be best for plug and play, but no 3D printer is truly plug and play. You will have to spend some time with the machine. Don't expect just to get out the box like you do with your HP or Lexmark printer, put it in the back and be a whiz at 3D printing. You do have to invest a little bit of time in it. So please go into it with your eyes open, is another thing I would say. And also, when you're looking at a machine and you're looking at technology, don't expect it to do everything. Again, we have industrial customers that want a printer that will do absolutely everything, and they want it as cheap as possible. You're going to have to spend serious amounts of money to get a multi-jet, multi-material 3D printer that will nearly do everything, but not everything. So if you're getting a machine and it does 70% of what you want, it's about right for you. You will, in the first few months, get a file from a pupil or whatever else, and they will ask you to print something, and you might not be able to print it. It's just the nature of the beast. It won't do everything that you want it to do. And please remember, it is part of your toolkit. We speak to so many schools where they think, I've got a 3D printer and I don't need to use anything else. It's not right. It is part of your armoury along with the rest of your design technology tools, and it is the end product as well. It's giving you the tangible and measurable part of that journey. So again, it's all about the CAD design for your pupils. That's where the real value in the learning is. It's not in producing the part at the end. That's the main aim goal, but it's your journey that you're really wanting to follow on that. So again, go in with your expectations set right and you won't be disappointed. Don't aim too high on it. And personally speaking, don't print everything. I don't know if you would agree.
Yeah,
if you're printing, if you want something flat and square, use some wood, use some perspex, use something different. There's no need to print a flat piece of plastic when you can use it by other means. So again, use it in conjunction with what you've already got.